Welcome to the N5XO and KE5MHJ shack tour. We're going to give a quick brief tour of our current shack and its capabilities. Okay, we'll go ahead and start the tour of the N5XO and KE5MHJ shack right here on a little display shelf we've got in the shack. There's some old tubes that I just found interesting and collectible. Our mascot there, the little hamster for the HAMster Weak Signal group, and then a really nice call sign plaque that my wife got me about 3-4 years ago for Christmas, which I've been very pleased with. The green clock on the left is for local time here in Converse, Texas, and the blue clock on the right displays UTC time. This is our HF and 6-meter station, and we'll go into a little bit of individual detail here. The Ten-Tech Orion 2 is the HF rig, and we use it for 160 through 10-meter operation. It is coupled into a Alpha 87A, which provides full legal limit, full output. The watt meter above is connected to the Alpha and gives us a track, and will automatically shut down the amp in the event of an alarm, which would be an overpower or a high SWR. The antenna rotator there controls our log periodic, which is mounted on tower number 1 at 45 feet. The 6-meter portion of our station is operated on the ICOM 7700, and that is driving the Alpha 8406, again full legal limit for 6 meters. And the watt meter again is an alarming unit that will shut down the amp in the event of high SWR or overpowering. This amplifier setup and radio drive a stacked set of 7-element LFA antennas at 80 feet. Alright, so this is our 6-meter and HF section of the shack. And you'll see over here at the mixing board a set of Heil microphones. The first microphone goes into the Ten-Tech Orion for HF. The second microphone connects to the ICOM 7700. The third microphone connects to the FT100 that I will go ahead and show you in a few moments. And the last microphone there goes into the mixing board to provide us with good, clean audio when we're doing recordings of contacts, contesting, etc. By going through the mixer, we get balanced audio so that the received audio and my speaking audio is one and the same volume there. Okay, I tried to move the microphones out of the way the best I could. This is our sound system here. It plays multiple roles, the mixer. Number one, each input goes to a different radio, which enables me to go ahead and record the audio from any specific radio, as well as mix in my own local voice here. The other advantage to this is it feeds a 200-watt studio sound system going into clip studio speakers, and what that does is lets me feed the shack with full sound audio so that I get good clean audio when I'm sitting in here listening or following a conversation or something. And we'll go over more of that here down the road in another video, because I think the sound portion of the system plays a lot of role. You see the controller up there in the left-hand corner that goes to the step-iron antenna at 80 feet for 6 through 20 meters. The antenna rotor there is to tower number 2, and that controls our 6-meter and 2-meter Yagis up there. And then the little FTM 100 DR is for my personal local repeaters that I own and operate. It ties into just those, and it's my only FM setup here on the shack. We're going to go ahead and move to the VHF, UHF, SHF side of the shack. This part of the shack provides all my communications on 144, 220, 432, 1296, and we're in the process of adding 900 megahertz. This is all single sideband. There's no FM communications on this side of the shack. Again, you'll see 3 Heil microphones. Those microphones all feed to the different radios. The one microphone goes into the IC 9100, which is what I'm currently operating 432 on. The second microphone goes into a Flex 6300, which runs my transverters for 2 meters, 220, and 1296. Third microphone is tied in again with the other one on the other side to bring in audio for the recorder and everything to provide good clean audio when I'm recording a station. Okay, these switches, I wanted to stay with the original style antenna switches for a couple reasons. Number one, I kind of like the way they look, to be blunt, and number two, I had them. They're actually not switching the antennas themselves. What I've got them wired up is I'm using the center conductor of the of each switch, and you move it in the position, and it's switching over coaxial relays up on the tower to switch from antenna to antenna. This keeps my losses down, and also gives me a good remote location, so I could only use one feed line for each one. In this shack, our antennas are fed into here with some pretty good sized hardline. The 6 HF comes in on 1/2 inch hardline. 6 meters comes in on 1/2 inch hardline. 2 meters comes in on 3/4 inch. 220 comes in on 3/4 inch. 432 comes in on 1 inch and 5/8. And 900 and 1296 come in on 2 1/4. So it's pretty healthy coax, and it's expensive, so I only wanted to run it once. So that's why we went with remote switches up on top of the tower. Also, for 2 meters through 1296, we have SSB mass-mounted preamps for each system as well. All right. Let's see if we can move the microphones out of the way a little bit and sling around. The first thing you'll see is 2 antenna rotators. The one on the left, the Yaesu, provides elevation and azimuth control, and that's on tower number 3, and that's for my EME moon bounce array. I have a 2 meter stacked array up there for 2 meters. 2 15 element Yagis, and I can only do digital, of course, on EME because of the size of my antenna array. Then it also has on an H-frame up there 4 55 element loop Yagis for 1296 EME, and I have successfully echoed my voice back and a CW tone, and made a successful EME contact on voice on 1296. Unfortunately, only once, so I'm still getting there. But I am kicking my power up. I have a additional Beco amp on order and stuff for 1296, and that will go ahead and hopefully get that up to 850 watts and help with that solution. The other antenna rotor, the Yaesu, controls antenna number 4, tower 4. I think I may have said that. The moon bounce one is in tower 3. This is tower 4 here. And it controls my 220, my 432, and an additional 1296 antenna up there. The thermometers there are monitoring the output of all the amps. And I have 2 more coming in that I'm mounting on the other side of the shack for the 2 alpha amplifiers. What that does is monitor the temperature coming out of the exhaust of the amplifiers and alerts me if there's any problem, and they will sound an alarm if the temperature goes over a preset level. Okay, this is another case of I used what I already had. These remote antenna switches used to come with Meritron remote antenna relays, but they don't handle the frequencies that I wanted and the loss levels I wanted. I'm very fanatical about my loss levels. So I've repurposed them, and they now do the same duties, but they're switching coaxial relays up on top of the tower. The upper one is switching an array of 2-meter antennas. The lower one is switching in and out of phase my 6-meter Yagis. So if I want to, they can be phased, or I can go to the upper antenna or the lower antenna. There, the speakers are Kenwood SP31s. Every single radio in the shack is attached to one. I do not like the sound quality that comes out of the top radio speakers. So I use those, and then as we earlier spoke, I can switch them to the shack audio system. The Flex 6300 and the Maestro display here are running my transverters. That's the only thing that the Flex does, is run the transverters, and I use the Maestro 90% of the time. I also, when I'm doing digital modes, can switch to the main monitors, and we'll discuss those in a minute and go over it. The ICOM 9100 is currently strictly for 432. I haven't yet moved it over to a transverter. Okay, over here we have another set of switch box. The upper box switches some push-to-talk buttons for me. We will be in the process of converting that to a Kuhn automated switch box that'll switch the IF port and the PTT automatically as I switch bands on the Flex. But at this time we kind of have a 3-stage do it. You switch it on the Flex, you push the push-to-talk cable button up there, and then you flip the rotor switch on the left, which switches the IF port coming in. The transverter right underneath the PTT push box is a Elecraft. It is a 220 transverter. Then the one below it is a ME2T Pro Professional Series 2-meter transverter. Extremely low noise floor, very good quality transmitting audio and everything. I'm really impressed with that. Then my 1296 is handled by a older SSB LT230, putting 30 watts out, and soon that'll be driving a Beco 1296 amplifier. And then there's the Flex 6300 that all that's tied into. Alright, over here you'll see that we have a interface to convert the 2-meter IF from the 1296 SSB transverter to a 28 megahertz IF for the Flex. Right below that is the 432 1kW Beco amplifier, and below that is an additional amplifier 1kW for 2 meters. And then to the right is 2 more speakers that are being driven by the radios and a key. Now we've got 2 more 12 Beco amplifiers that will be coming in this spring to round it out. Right now for 220 we are running brick amp with 200 watts and stuff that's mounted down under the desk with a cooling fan on it. But I will be putting Beco for 220 1kW and an 850 watt Beco in here for 1296. We have 8 monitors in the shack. This first one's a 46-inch HD monitor, and it's displaying the camera views from the towers. And what those do is let us see the movement of the antenna towers, watch the horizon, and in case of the moon bounce, it actually works with some software to keep us in alignment with the moon. And general coverages. When we had the snowstorm, which is a rare occasion down here in Texas, a couple weeks ago, it was kind of neat. Okay, the other 7 monitors consist of the 27-inch iMac monitor, 3 4K 55-inch monitors. On the left, a 46-inch 4K monitor, and then 2 HD 36-inch monitors. And we'll come in and I'll explain a little bit on each one what they do. The first 55-inch monitor is displaying the Flex radio software and display. Lets me have full control of the Flex and enables me to see everything. Interesting enough, the 55-inch monitor compared to the Maestro display has actually let me catch a couple contacts that I saw extremely weak in the waterfall there, and allowed me to make a contact that I would have missed otherwise on 1296 and a couple times on 2 meters. But that's the Flex control software, and doubles up with the Maestro. This one's a little washed out, and I don't have anything running on it right this second, but this is the logging and the software for the digital modes, MSK, etc., for EME and meteor scatter and everything. Then the third one over here is the monitor, and it's just a second display for the Macintosh. I can send pretty much anything up here I want. Right now we have the 2-meter real-time VF contacts showing on here, so it displays them in real time. In later training video for the HAMster group, we'll be explaining how to use these maps, where to get them, and detail on them. They're very, very handy tools. Then we come up here. This monitor is coming directly off of the ICOM 7700, and it's just displaying the display on the radio. I like, again, the larger display. We move over to the 236s. Those run on another Macintosh, Mac Mini in the shack. The one on the left is providing 24-hour, 7-day-a-week weather radar for our region. And then the one on the right is the same real-time VFO map, and it is providing the 6 meters display. These 2 maps right here, the weather radar and the real-time 6-meter map, they stay on those displays 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're never turned off or cut off, so that way when I walk in the shack, at a glance I can instantly see the activity. Down here on the iMac, we're running the I guess we ought to get down to the iMac, huh? This is the logging program that I use. I've been using it for quite a few years. It's MacLogger DX. I really like it. It's very fast and efficient. And it also, as soon as I type in the call sign, the antennas are all automated, and they will swing directly to you depending on what band I'm on. If I'm on 2 meters, it'll switch the correct tower, 3 meters. The only one that's manual is HF, but all my VHF, UHF bands operate 100% independently. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the N5XO and KE5MHJ amateur radio station. This shack is designed to allow us to operate as single operators or multiple operators on 160 meters through 23 centimeters. And we're looking to add additional capability down the road here. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the tour.